Good morning, guys. Welcome to this Wednesday, November 12th. And just without stressing everyone out, it's just really getting close to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is coming up. It's like 2 weeks left. We have pretty much 2 weeks, and we're in Thanksgiving, and 6 weeks, and we have Christmas. So just to stress you out. Anyway, the market held up in the overnight pretty good. Yesterday was a little bit of a holding day. I was kind of holding. They started off with a bit of weakness. Started off with a little bit of looking for my capital flow chart. There it is. A little bit of weakness. They started taking this lower a bit. Got a little bit concerned in the overnight in the day session, but it was a slow kind of a trading day. And then towards the end, in the afternoon, we started getting some strength. So early weakness, strength in the afternoon. That's actually a very good pattern. So that just tells us that there's some concern out there, but the overall people are looking well forward and looking at government reopening, good earning seasons in our rear, and got a lot of good tailwinds going. So the market is to the upside. We are right back up in this upper range right now. They finally cleared that hurdle here at the 68.30 to 50s, and holding solidly above it, and we are on our way higher. I would stay traders on the long side of the market right now, mindful that we are right at an attractor area though. So it could just be a holding day, sitting here waiting. We got the news coming out, and not really any news this today, but tomorrow we have a potential CPI number come out. The mortgage applications came out today. Actually, they a bit to the upside, a mixed bag, but the purchase was to the upside. And not more news than that today. Tomorrow, though, we have a CPI print coming out, and I would think it comes out, right? They did it the last time, so I would expect it this time too. Same and PPI on Friday. But today I'm going to start off range bound, and bias is going to be to the upside, and look to buy weakness against the 68.80s. 68.65s, 68.55s. Remember that 68.65s, that's the area which they kind of had to take out. That was that ledge right here before we really start getting into this upper area. So as long as I hold these two support areas, that's 65s and the 55s, I'm going to stay on the long side of this and see how far they can take it. So that's kind of how we get started on the ES. On the way up, short opportunities against the 6900s. 69.10s, 69.20s, 69.30s, 69.40s. Any one of these could potentially hold as a resistance area. I would just be not very aggressive about them. If anything, I would look for the day session normal scalps when you run into double tops, triple tops on the day session as they run up and run out of gas. Those are just day session kind of scalps. And if you're looking for a bigger swing, you kind of have to lean against these areas. But I wouldn't look for a bigger swing on the short side at this point until if they do take out that 55 and the 65s. That's when I start considering the short side for a move to the downside. So looking at you post that waiting for a treadmill, where you get yourself a gut going there, gain some weight, a bit too much. Cocktails, a little bit too much good life. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. I hear you. It's gonna maybe I should do the same. Anyway, so starting off on the long side, the 55 and the 65 are the ones to pay attention to. If they start coming out, I think we are heading back down again at that point. So you never know. You never know when something's going to derail. If something derails this government opening, that's when you're probably going to see some weakness kick in pretty hard. But I think that everyone is pretty much going to just let this ride through. I don't think anyone's going to try to put up roadblocks, given that we have Thanksgiving right in front of us and then Christmas, and they're going to be the Grinch, we can blow everything up. So that's going to be one big disaster if anyone tries to do that. Yeah, you do, Mihail. Yeah, you do. You had to move. I move pretty good though. I'm out there, and yeah, if I'm not working on the computer, I'm fishing, or I'm working on something. Yeah, you have to stay physical, stay active for sure, for sure. Anyway, so starting from the long side on the ES. Let's see how far they can take it. And um, modestly optimistic that we may see a nice little rally going into the the tail end of the year here. Most of the hurdles are past us, I think, and I don't see any real legislative hurdles or anything like that. So it could be some bad economic numbers come out. Obviously, it could derail the market, but it's overall, I think uh, the tailwinds are we have some tailwinds going into the end of the year. All right, so that's the ES. Looking at the Nasdaq and the bonds, the bond market, they're not doing much. Pretty much just sitting here, twisting in the wind. They will back up here, and I see that repricing yesterday and the Veterans Day, and then pretty much nothing after that. And if you look at capital flow on the bonds, they've pretty much been in a holding pattern for quite a while now. They did a repricing here to the upside, and they've been pretty much holding in this distribution right now. So nice ledge right there at the 116s. Nice ledge here at the 119. So 16 to 19, you're trading in that range. Mode is right. We're trading right at the mode. So I would just look at this as a range bound market right now. Sell strength 1718s, 1728s. Look to buy weakness 1712s, 1705s, 1630s. So rotations back up again. So pretty much a range bound market. Just fade the edges and trade it as such for now. Nasdaq also getting hopeful on that guy too. They had a little bit more work to do though. Yesterday they're kind of trying to clear this area again. So the ES is right back up in this upper distribution. Nasdaq is kind of working themselves up there. They still have to clear this hurdle, 860 to 800 to 860. This is a pretty good hurdle they need to get past. If they can do that, we'll be back in action. And I think they have a good shot at doing that today. So we are right up here against the 820s. 870s is the next level up. So if you can get past those two resistance areas, I think we may be right back up here to this 26,000s in no time. So that's a good one. So looking to buy weakness, 25, 760, 720, 690, 630s for rotations back up. If they start trading below that session lows, or they start taking it below this, it's really the 740s start getting me concerned. But they start trading back in this lower range again, and that's going to be back range bound. They start taking out this lower edge at the 500s. Going to worry about the short side at that point. So this area right there, the 25 500s, that's going to be my shift to the short side if they start taking that out. But that would mean that we have some news come out or something happen which is going to knock this down. I think market wants to trade higher. I think a lot of people feel left out of the AI rally, and right now some of the AI stocks are on sale, so that's a really good opportunity there to get things going. Look to buy weakness, 760s, 720s, 680s, onto the 630s for rotations back up again. Below that session low, we go back range bound, and then watch the 500s for potential short direction. Other option, Mihail, is to get yourself a dog. You get yourself an active dog, like a shepherd or a boxer or like a working breed, and you'll be walking that dog twice a day. Then you'll be playing with it, and then you'll trust me. They get old though, but I mean, I'll tell you, for a good 10 years, you have something which requires you to walk around with it and play with it and do all sorts of stuff. So there you go. Anyway, so trade starting from the long side on the Nasdaq. There could still be short setups on the Nasdaq against the 820s and that 880s. Those two areas for short setup. I would still consider that. But if they can get past that 880 ledge right there, then we are in good shape to take this higher. I would look for a move up to the 2600 at that point. You have to remind yourself that getting a dog is a 10-15 year commitment. Not so if you're going to be put, have the ability. That's the deal. 15 year commitment. and you'll be in good shape. Anyway, so oil and gold. Look at gold here. They're just going sideways. Not much going on gold right now. They were a little bit volatile. Nice repricing the other day when the government shutdown came out. So you run it then right down here to the fourth. You were at 4,000, and in one day here we went for 4,000 right up here to the 120s, $120 up, and then a little bit higher, backed off, finding balance. We are right here at the 4130 attractor area and installing. So I would just stay range bound right about this area right now. Look to sell strength up to that 4170s. Buy weakness, probably lean against that lower edge here at the 4115s or 4000s. So you start taking out the 40. We have this ledge right there at the 4090 up to the 4100s. I would probably start consider a change in direction again, a retracement. Not a clear volume edge here. We have one a little bit higher up here at the 4150s, nice volume edge, and then the attractor area at 4095. But if you look at the short-term data here, that 4090 ledge, if that comes out, I would start thinking short side of the market again. Look for retracement at that point. But initially looking to sell strength, 4135s, 52, 53s for rotations back down. Look to buy weakness, 4125, 18s down to the 4105s for rotations back up again. So there you have it. So pretty straightforward range bound trading on the gold at this point. Oil is also pretty down range, but just flopping in a range. They were up here towards the 61s. Missed that guy. So we're up against the 61s. They were down here a little bit in the overnight. Adjust these like that. So and now they're down here flirting with this mid area. So 60. So look to sell strength 60, 70, 61, 61, 25. Look to buy weakness 60, 20, pretty much where we are right now. 59, 70, 59, 30 for rotations back up again. So between 59, 59, 20 and up to that 61, 20 is kind of where that trading. So I would just stay in that range. Eventually, oil price is going to come down. How fast, when, and how, it's anyone's guess. I think a lot of the risk premium hurdles has been mitigated, but that Russia-Ukraine situation is still one big issue. So the sanctions on Russia still hasn't done. That little pop early on that was drove up the prices a little bit, but so far it's kind of just coming back down again. So we'll see. I think that's the only risk premium kind of unknown out there in terms of creating havoc in all the markets. So once they can resolve that conflict, we're going to be in good shape for oil to get back down to a little bit lower prices. So range bound oil, range bound gold at this point. Back to the ES and ES is pretty much kind of where we left it. So both ES and Nasdaq start from the long side. Let's see if we get some strength today. The Nasdaq still have a hurdle to clear. Let's see if we can get past that. And we may be off to the races. So we'll leave it there, guys. And I'll see you back at 11:30 for the next update. So good trading. And I will see you guys back then.